Playing fast, doing some tricks and showing off to your friends is always a cool and fun thing, right? If you do it the wrong way and stuck up to only playing fast, it can be a detrimental thing as well. Trying to play fast can also be a source of motivation. If it makes you spend time with your instrument, let's say you choose a song that you cannot yet play, you kind of feel sloppy, you can't feel the song yet, and you spend hours just to keep up to speed, it can be also a beneficial thing. It's always finding the balance, yin and yang, right? Now we're gonna divide this into some categories to show you how we can approach to play up to speed. We're gonna take a really hard song, the intro section of the Teen Town, and apply this formula to get ourselves up to Teen Town speed. First step is an obvious one. You need to memorize your line perfectly. The keyword here is perfectly. You should not have any doubts about your bass line. You need to know your fingerings, what you're gonna play, how you're gonna play it. You need to know it perfectly by heart. No doubts about it. If you have any ifs, any confidence problems about your memorization, you will not be able to play that up to speed. Second step is taking small chunks and playing them really slow. The intro section of the Teen Town goes like this. In order to practice that, you need to get really slow chunks, like this is one chunk, one part. This is another part, and you need to also connect those parts. Okay? Really slow chunks, really small parts, analyze it, dissect it, and try to connect them afterwards. Next step is analyzing your technique with those parts. Now the first part of the Teen Town goes with C from the 3rd fret of the A string, octave, minor 7th, and perfect fifth. If you want the detailed analysis of the Teen Town, I also have a separate video about that. Now the first part goes like this. What do I mean by analyze your technique? From the left hand side, I will play that with my index finger, then I will play with my pinky. I will use my middle and ring fingers to mute my E string if necessary, okay? Like this. Something like this. It gives me more control. From the right hand side, I'm gonna place my thumb on the E string and I will use my index and middle fingers and I will alternate between them. Index finger is responsible for playing the C note, the 3rd fret of the A string. My middle finger is responsible for playing the higher notes. Okay? Then I will rake to the root note. Okay? That will be my right hand technique. See how detailed that is? I'm not just bursting through the bass line. I'm not doing that. I'm analyzing every bit. After you analyze your technique, what technique you should use, what fingers you should use in depth, and memorize your line perfectly, for the tempo side, you will go 2 steps forward and 1 step backward. What do I mean by that? Let's say the song's BPM is 100, your goal metronome, your goal BPM. You start with 60. You play. After you play it perfectly, all the small chunks are correct, all the connections are correct, you go to 65. Same thing, 70, 75. Then you will go back to 60 again to analyze if you are doing anything wrong. On the way, as you speed up, you can get some bad habits. It's not gonna be the same thing when you play 60 BPM and the 90 BPM. You can get some bad habits, you can get some sloppy sides. Now, to prevent that, you will go back. 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. Go to 70, then go to 65 again. Go to 80, then go to 70 again. Always go back and always double check what you're playing. That's the key thing in order to play faster. Alright, let's apply this into Teen Town. First chunk, I'm gonna play 60 BPM. Not bad. Nice. Now next part. Next part. Now I'm comfortable with 60 BPM. Let's go to 65. Almost same thing, right? comfortable with it, let's go to 70. A little bit faster. Okay. Oops. That should be it. The key thing is, after I feel comfortable with 70, I'm going back to 65. 2 steps forward, 1 step backward. 65 again. I'm gonna have more control over this. 2, 3, 4. Ah. Yeah. Now let's go back up to 70 and 75. Let's skip to 75 for the sake of video. Oops. That's better. Alright, 75 feels good. Another key thing, you need to take your time. Spend time with it. If the metronome is too much for you in the beginning, close it down and get really slow and really dissect it like this. Don't use a metronome in the beginning. If it causes stress and you cannot play it, you cannot keep up with it, just go really slow without a metronome. Okay, to summarize all that, in my opinion, the key thing is playing slow and really grasp what you're doing, know what you're doing. Don't kind of go blast through the bass line with your reflexes, don't know what you're doing, you don't know how you're playing it, you don't know what fingers you're using. If you do that, after you get to a certain BPM level, you will feel sloppy, your bass line will not satisfy you. That's the reason for it. You're not on top of every little intricacies of your technique. You need to be aware of everything. Okay, that's about it. I'll see you on the next one.